Lally ho, friends, and welcome back to Kupo Quest. It has been forever. I don't think we've played since November, October, even. It's been a long time since we've played this actual game. So I'm going to give a little bit of a recap where we are. I'll also point out, last game that we had, Fishy did have to step away, so we have brought in a new cast member, Epsilon. You've probably seen her on some of the other shows. She's been on Kupo Quest Eorzea for a little bit. And Bazcat is still with us, just not tonight. So, where did we leave off? I think that's the question on everybody's mind, including the players. So, after finally hunting down Sephiroth after he broke out of Garden, basically murdering half of Balam on his way out in this crazed state, thanks to the experiments of Hojo, you did manage to track him down and over 2 episodes finally subdue him. Bring him back to himself again with some crazy magic from Hojo. And he seems to not remember any of the atrocities he committed while he was in this kind of crazed state. After that, you all kind of took Squall aside, had a conversation about your next moves. He has decided to stick with Sephiroth and go after his wife. So Renoa has been kidnapped, and he is planning on trying to get her out. At the same time, Ava did let you know that he had some things he had to do back in Balam, and you said your tearful goodbyes as he took the airship with him and left to go back to, Cornelia, to be with his daughter and to check on the, rising tensions and possible civil war going on there. Welcome to the show, Epsilon. You came in the middle of nothing. It's downtime, basically. From there, the next step, you all decided to head to Mysidia, the floating island of mages that Izzy is from, in order to start your own civil war, as you are going to try to start a rebellion in the streets to take down Izzy's father, who has now become a lich and is working hand in hand with the Emperor. Any questions?
Why don't we just kill the lich?
Thank you.
That is Izzy's father you're talking about.
Fuck you. We do not care about that man. Anyways,
he is a dick.
I believe what we decided as well was basically after we take care of Mysidia, depending on how long it takes, we were going to check in on the crystal with the elves, and if they take it, we just need to move on to the crystal in the desert, basically.
So,
yeah.
But so far, that was the only real plan we had.
There was one additional piece of information, because Ava, before he left, did check in with Garuda, and she had confirmed that the Earth Crystal, she had not been able to contact Titan for some time. So he seems to be gone. Likely drained off by the Emperor, as you suspect what's happening.
Fire crystals next.
Is all that's left.
Rabanesta! Let's go finally in the game.
Yeah. Where are the kids again? What's happening with those two?
The kids are still in Balam with, no one now.
You have children?
Everybody has kids. So, okay.
Wait, so who's watching them? Oh, wait, I forgot. Your boy's wife.
Well,
wait, no, we didn't. I don't think we actually asked her though.
They're still with. Isn't Sarah's mother still with you all? Or no?
No, didn't she get kidnapped?
Biggs and Wedge too. Didn't you catch up with them? I'm trying to remember where some of these tertiary NPCs were.
I'm about to say, I'm pretty sure you snatched up the gays.
Yeah, the gays are gone. I'm pretty sure if anyone's still in Balam, it'd be Gruntor's wife and kid. So I would assume that Luca.
That's it.
And Elliot probably.
I remember now. I snatched up one gay, not both, right? I think I just took one.
Maybe.
Okay.
So
yeah, you took the short one.
Yeah, you can't bury your gays. Just bury one gay.
Half of the NPCs are gay. Okay, like half of them. I took one. Okay, really I had to take somebody.
Above board, I'm pretty sure we know that there's going to be a civil war in Alexandria soon because of the succession coming up, right? Or there's a chance, correct?
There's turmoil brewing
definitely wants one.
And pretty much everywhere because of the secession in Alexandria with Garnett and her mother. There's a tense possible civil war happening in Cornelia because of the return of the ex-king and his daughter Sarah. And then there's the one that you're trying to foster. Basically, the world is falling apart, and you guys are at the center of it, causing most of it.
And I'm pretty sure the only thing that's keeping Mr. I want to make a deal with the Death God is the fact that he hates the Empire a little more than he hates Sarah.
Pretty much.
True. Yes.
Which is Jesus
Seems
Christ.
legit.
And we still have Blake's body just in our airship.
Hey, poor Blake. It's probably safer with Ava at the moment.
Yeah, I was going to say, oh shit, Ava just took Blake.
Yeah, because we were supposed to leave her in Thanalan. Not Thanalan. Fucking
Did Ava take Blake?
Yeah, she was on the airship.
Yeah, she stayed. We left her on the airship.
I promise.
Look,
Epsilon. I can tell by your blank stares. I promise you'll figure it out. well, you'll get there.
You can see it. Oh my god!
I do appreciate you coming in 63 episodes into the show, though. I do appreciate
I'm trying. I'm really trying.
We thought it was impressive, Killer coming in after like 50 episodes, but you, damn girl,
you're a trooper. So we will pick up. Everyone's had their long rest. The town of Balam has basically been destroyed. You were heading back there first, so you could check up on people, make sure they're okay. The kids, they are fine. Nozak's
the only good thing to come out of the fact that they're destroyed is the fact that there's no point in going back to it for the enemy.
Right. I mean, the enemy's kind of already sent their message to that city. They basically wiped out their army. For all intents and purposes, likely don't view Balam as a threat.
Oh yeah, and he messaged Ilya, no. What's her name? The hot mage?
Your girlfriend?
Inara?
Sure. Inora, thank you. And he messaged Inora basically being like, hey bestie, so you seem to feel bad. If you want to do something about this war, now's the time. And basically I failed the role and she was just like, ooh, sorry babe, I can't. Yeah, and now it's official that the next time they see each other, it's on site.
Yeah, you got left on red.
Yep. Okay.
You ghosted.
Enough backstory. If we do
any
more
backstory, 8th level spells mid for my class.
Which one? What?
Why are all the 8th level spells for my class so mid?
You're a cleric. What are you talking about?
They're so situational. They're all concentration, and they're incredibly mid. What do you mean? What do I mean?
Let me put you on.
Okay. So, I was planning on picking up once you all teleported into Mysidia. Did you have anything of importance that you needed to do in Balam before you headed out?
Izzy needs to talk to the children.
Okay. Who in particular are you looking for?
Both of them.
Okay, sure.
Probably just like one last check-in on Luca, probably. Luca and Nelly?
Nelly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The one we adopted forcefully.
Yeah.
Forcefully. All right, hold on. You can't make her. You didn't adopt her forcefully. Her father was killed, and Nozak took her in. It was a very sweet moment. Very sweet.
Very beautiful.
She loved Mr. Bunnyman.
Yes, real cunt.
So, what do you want to ask them? I mean, once you get back, they look a little worse for wear, but they're unharmed. I mean, they did just survive the basically razing of this city, but they, at the moment, are okay. But they will probably need some therapy in the future. They've gone through a lot in this course of this campaign. They what?
I said therapy exists in this world?
Sure, of course. Everyone needs a good therapist.
Bestie, they might as well put Izzy on the list too. No, but I think, where are they staying currently?
They're staying currently in just some undescript house that wasn't destroyed.
Okay.
It's very close to, over on the eastern side of the map that we saw, very close to the building you were in when Ava died and got resurrected. by the weird potion, and where Squall killed that guy.
Cool.
Yeah.
And last question: what is
Rip the homos.
what is Grunthor's wife's name again? Because I remember getting her confused with the princess.
Okay, why'd you have to ask me that? It's like Gwen or so, it's
Grunthor's
something.
wife.
It's very long name. It's a very
All right,
complicated
where
name.
did you go? To the Kupo Quest site.
Gwendolyn.
Probably.
It's something.
Guinevere.
It's something. No, he made it up. It's a good name for a
Oh.
Galka, but I always forget it. Oh man.
Anyway,
we're professionals here. But anyway, what's your question? What are you looking for? What are you gonna ask her?
Damn, I don't want Izzy to just call her Grunthor's wife, but it looks like I have no option. I think he goes to Luca and Nelly, and he says, "Okay, I'm going to be leaving. We're going to be leaving tomorrow. At the crack of dawn. Do you need anything from me before I leave?"
No, I think we're okay. I mean, as good as we're gonna be able to be. Nellie's a little shaken up from all this stuff, and I think she's a little worried about y'all, but no, we'll manage.
Okay,
I've
good.
got her.
Um,
I told you I've got her. I'm not gonna let anything happen to her.
I think he puts a hand on his shoulder. He's like, "Luca, I know. I'm just asking if you need anything. I trust you. Don't worry."
Give me an insight check.
Yeah, sure.
Vibe check. Vibe check.
You know,
Vibe check.
11-year-old boys, notably really good at reading their emotions. Let's see. You said insight?
Yes.
Cool.
I thought Luca was
Plus
like
3.
15.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Luke is a
he?
little bit
Okay.
older.
That's a
Oof.
9. Yikes.
You can't tell if he's putting on a brave face or not, but he seems calm, steady, resolved to what he needs to do.
I think he's looks at me. He's like, "Okay, I know I don't need to tell you this, but if anything happens, obviously do your best to protect Ellie and focus on getting out of here as quickly as you can. Grunthor's wife is a very well trained warrior, so don't put her safety in front of yours, please."
Okay, I can do that.
And then I think he's about to wobble before he stops, and he says, "Luca, do you
Yeah.
want to learn your first spell?"
Oh, can you do that?
Yeah. I want you to be able to have all the tools at your disposal.
Sure. That sounds bitchin'.
Um, he's going to attempt to teach him some evocation spell, but if not, he's going to attempt to teach him the mage hand or the find familiar spell. One of those
Okay.
3.
You give me an intelligence check.
Firebolt is a solid evocation cantrip.
Not a
E.
bad student.
Could I argue Arcana?
Sure.
Yes, because my subclass get advantage, baby.
Yeah, I feel like he could
We're
also
gonna
have
roll that
something
again.
to help Luca, because like Nozak was a pretty decent mage.
Yay!
He
That's 29.
went full artificial.
29.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
So-
plus 10 in advantage because of Order of Scribes.
You spend some time with him, a little bit of time, and he actually seems to be picking it up faster than you would expect, and it's exactly what Psychic just said. I mean, Nozak was a tinkerer of sorts, and while he didn't actually have the arcane powers that you did, this is not unfamiliar territory to Luca. What is unfamiliar, and what is, I think we shouldn't breeze over the impact of this moment, but this is the first time that you are actively teaching a non-magic user a spell. This is the first time that you've actually imparted this wisdom to a non-sorcerer and have at least created what is the first steps of a fledgling wizard of your own. You
Now
do have a
we know
success.
this. Izzy doesn't give himself that much credit.
Sure. He doesn't really like to give himself credit at all. With that 29, though, you can teach him one evocation spell and mage hand.
Okay, cool. Let's see. He is going to teach him. What evocation spell level 1 spells do I have? I'm assuming they need to be level 1, correct?
Yeah.
Burning hands, maybe?
Ooh, that's not a bad one.
After the whole place is just burnt to the ground, maybe burning hands might not
burning
be
hands is
the best
good, but
idea.
Luca's
But I
more
see
of
what
a
he's doing.
But Luca's more of a roguish type, so I would argue that probably your first idea of
Yeah, we're looking at kind of like an arcane trickster, kind of what you're
probably
molding here.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go. It's actually a cantrip, so it's the fire spell. So can I just teach him Mage Hand and the fire spell?
Sure.
Okay, cool. I think also, because we do have costs here, do I think there's potential for him to learn maybe a level 1 spell if he practices hard enough?
Oh yeah. Oh
Okay,
yeah, for
cool.
sure.
I think, I guess I'll spend the bit of money I have. It actually costs half the time, so it'll only take an hour for me because of Master Scriver.
Okay.
Let me look at this first. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a while.
Also, I just want to say, Grunthor's wife's name is Gwinudia.
Thank you, Gwinudia.
Gwinudia,
We're going
and
to
his
remember
son's name
that.
is Gibble.
That's
The living
amazing.
diva. Oh, sorry. The gold and time is halved, so a level
I told you they're
1
great
spell
names,
skill.
but they've been background characters for so long, I did not have them prepared. That's to be questioned on tonight.
Creating a
I'm
level 1
sorry.
spell scroll normally costs 25 and would take 1 day to make. For me, it's only going to take half a day and 12 gold.
Okay. Perfect. So yeah, I mean, you are looking at spending the rest of the day in Balam if you do that with the rest before you head to Mysidia.
That's fine. We're leaving in the morning anyways.
Okay. Yep. You're good then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think after he makes it, as I spend the 12 gold, he says, this is the Find Familiar spell. Once you learn it, you'll open the gates to a bunch of different possibilities because creating a spirit or summoning one takes a lot of effort when you're first beginning. Also, it'll help you keep an eye out for things just in case. I wrote very in-depth instructions for you as well. Well, I made sure to add as much detail as possible because I know you can figure it out.
At this point, Nellie has kind of walked over and she's looking over his shoulders, kind of at this, to her, gobbledygook. What's a familiar?
It's a spirit that you can conjure. You can look through its eyes, speak to it, but also it's a companion.
A spirit?
Yeah.
Mr. Bunnyman? Can we talk to Mr. Bunnyman?
Not that type of spirit, but if you all ever wish to speak to
Oh.
him, that is something I can make happen.
Really?
Although, it won't be the same as talking to him, though.
They kind of look at each other.
It's more so you'll be able to ask him questions.
They kind of look at each other. Luca
And yes,
looks
wizards
back at
can
you.
cast Speak with Dead.
Don't you need a body for that?
I was assuming you just need to know the spot. I've always imagined it as spirits, but we'll just go to the spot where he got burned to cinder.
Undead. The spell fails if the corpse was the target of this spell within the last 10 days.
Wait a second, don't we know where his body's buried? Unless he just turned into
You want
rubble.
to dig up a body just to talk to it?
Not
I feel like that's gonna
go to the
traumatize
grave.
these kids just as much.
Probably. The kids never got to say goodbye. They need closure.
We're gonna pretend that we know where this rabbit man is buried.
Let's go exhume a body.
I didn't remember you moving him. I thought he'd still be in the cradle.
See, this is always what happens with Kupo Quest. I'm like, all right, here's the path you need to take, and then they're like, okay, but first, we're gonna
go exhume the body.
Yes,
I would.
We're gonna do this first.
But yeah, I think he just says, but that'll have to wait until after all this mess is taken care of. And I think he says,
okay.
both of you, stay safe and do your best to stay with each other. And I think he says, he looks at Nellie and he says, Nellie, take this. And he's going to give her his knife that he never uses.
Oh.
And he says, I want Luca to teach you how to use it properly so you can defend yourself.
Okay. You'll come back, right?
You see, he nods. He says, I'm planning on coming back, yes. In fact, after we take care of this, you two are going to be the first two I'm going to want to see before we move on to the next thing.
She just holds up her pinky to you. You have to pinky promise that you'll come back.
Yeah, I think he's only read about pinky promises because he's never had a friend before, and he just doesn't.
Okay. Pinky promise is a powerful, powerful promise. Especially to a kid, just so you know.
The 9th level spell, pinky promise, yes.
Oh, it's a 10th level spell. It is a 10th level spell.
Hilarious. Yeah, I think that's probably how he spends the day.
Okay. So, with that, is anything you want to do while you're in town, Lauren?
Not quite. I feel like he'd probably talk to Squall about a couple of things, what he'd seen over at the Leviathan Temple.
Squall's not with
probably
you.
talk about the fact that... Oh,
Yes.
did they just leave straight away?
Squall, you guys teleported from the battlefield and left Squall and Sephiroth behind.
Why?
Because they got shit to do. They're not heading back to
Sephiroth just
Bala.
got his... Jesus Christ, Sephiroth just got his shit rocked. He's already ready to go to a mission.
You all specifically chose not to tell him any of the shit that went down. Like, that was a decision you all made last episode, was to not tell him anything that happened. So he needs a rest, and he's not aware of any of the stuff that he's done, so that he could focus on this mission.
Yeah, I guess we're all just... I guess the two of us are just in Ballum chilling.
Yeah, I will probably just... I don't know, have a look around, sift through some of the buildings and shit, see if I can find some, like, I don't know, better armor that isn't just, like, a shirt and pants, because I've been on the ship for so long.
Sure. It's easy enough to find a little bit of that here. I mean, most of it's burned, but you can find a change of clothes easy enough.
Cool. Can I pick an armor? Or are you gonna make me roll investigation for it?
What are you looking for?
Like some medium armor. Because pretty much all I have at the moment is like a shirt and some leather that is
anything
like,
that's not magical, easy enough to find. I mean, this was a military city. So you'd be able to find any kind of like base armor you can find here.
Sweet, I'm happy with that. Because your boy is desperately needing some stuff after being on a ship for so fucking long.
Oh yeah, you stink.
Oh
yeah, I smell, bitch.
Jesus.
I'm gonna cast purify food and water on myself because I'll be a snack.
Izzy is going to write in the book to Ava before he gets at least the bit of sleep he's going to need to get before the sun begins to rise. And all he writes in which he's sure that Leonhard and Sarah will see. Wait, Leonhard doesn't have a page, does she?
Have a what?
No, she probably just steal Ava's.
I don't remember. Someone has a page of the book. Regardless, he's going to write in the book to Ava, knowing that Sarah will see it probably. He'll just tell them, heading on to the next mission. Ava, do not leave that man's side. Annoy him with your presence. And he says, Sarah, keep me updated, please.
When you open the book to write this, you're flipping through and you actually notice on the page before you get to, there is a note to you that Ava has written. And this actually was actually provided to us by our good friend Fishy in order for this show.
Oh my god. He has a list called how to start a revolution.
Check 1, 2. Am I a robot before you start reading?
No, you're
No,
good.
you're good now.
You are back.
Step 1, give the people a story they can mourn for and relate to, something to motivate and drive them when they physically want to give up and stop. Step 2, a well-liked / respected figure to rally behind that can inspire hope. A revolution needs a leader with direction. Someone who is well respected and looked up to and creates the most loyal and faithful people. Already have that one done. Step
Mhm.
3. A vision of what life will be after we win. When people have a vision or a goal in mind. When people have a vision or a goal in mind that they feel is achievable or desirable, they are more willing and dedicated to a cause. Long live Archmage Izzy Hecate.
Oh,
Ava.
bitch!
And we're definitely going to
Oh.
pin this to the chat.
Hell yeah!
He said that to me
Lovely.
today, actually.
Love that.
He said,
I miss
"Hey,
Ava.
just so you know." Well, also Ava, just so you know, Epsilon, Ava was kind of the one person that knew how to talk to people. Didn't have high
Oh.
charisma. Just as a character, he knew how to talk to people. So
Yep, but it's okay.
Yeah.
My +0 charisma will get us through.
Mine
okay,
is...
I'm a warlock.
10.
I'm
okay.
a warlock. I've maxed it.
So
Yeah, no, I
Lauren's
figured.
the new talker. Okay. Bazcat's just back there
Also,
picking his teeth.
sorry, I
I mean,
should have wrote some of this shit down.
I want to arm wrestle Bazcat.
You can,
Lovely.
but
I would love that.
you gotta wait till Killer's back.
Okay, I
Fair.
promise. Just one more thing. Izzy needs to find Taurus because he knows that other homosexual came with them.
Oh, sure, he's here. He's easy enough to find too. He is out kind of in the central square. The flames have died down, but you can see he's kind of just picking through the rubble, seems to be thinking, kind of lost in thought. Doesn't really even see you approaching. What do you want to say?
I think he
Hey,
walks
babe.
up to him and he looks at him. He says, I want to ask you something, and it's okay if you say no.
Oh, sure. Well,
I I really think you could help with what we're trying to do with Mysidia, and I was
me?
wondering if you would like to come with us.
Oh, is he? I don't know. He kind of reaches up and he scratches that tattoo, the brand that he has that Mysidia gave him for not being magical. Give me a.
It would help.
You're gonna give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Cool. As he does, he says it would just help because as much as I've been through, and as much as you tried to convince me that my pain is valid, which I do believe, I have been incredibly privileged in life. I don't think I'm the one to try to speak from experience unless I actually understand it. And I think you being there will not only help with that, but it'll help relate to others who have probably been through the same thing. Roll with advantage, +5, so that's a 20.
Okay.
20.
If you want to, asking you to put your life at risk is a big ask, and you don't owe the problem that you've dealt with to fix it.
I'll come, but I'm not doing it from Mysidia, and I hope you know that. His eyes catch yours and just linger there.
Yes.
I would follow you into hell,
Yeah.
Izzy.
He just says, "Aw," and then he kisses him on the cheek.
Okay. Izzy's so
You're very
awkward. I
sweet.
love him.
Yeah, but he takes his hand, he says, by the way, you won't be actually being taken anywhere. If anything, I would prefer you just stay out of sight and just help with the whole rallying thing.
Okay, I I can do that. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a good song or two out of this.
Yeah. He says, we're leaving at the crack of dawn. Do you need help with anything before I go to sleep?
He he looks at you for a second and he goes to say something and then just, no, I think I'm good.
All right, wonderful. And then he will go somewhere to lay down since all the houses are destroyed.
Okay.
This is so Vi and Adelina coded.
The relationship between Izzy and Taurus has been one of my favorites because Taurus has been throwing himself at Izzy, like basically since they met. And Izzy, for like the first, 10 episodes he was around, was just like, nah, he doesn't like me. And this dude's like, I've thought about you since we were kids. Like, I've this close to saying I'm desperately in love with you. And Izzy's like, oh, he's such a good friend.
I was about to say, the epitome of, I want to be more than friends. Best friends?
Wait. No. Halt. Pause. Psychic. What did you just say?
The epitome, the epitome.
I was about to say, did you just say the word epitome to my face? Pronounced
Yeah, I'm a
like
warlock. I'm a warlock. I don't have an uncommon tome, I have an epitome.
You have to. There's one thing that you need to remember. Psychic is Australian and says everything wrong. He doesn't know how to pronounce
and I'm allowed to mess with him for that.
He was literally just like, Izzy, you know what? You know what? You're my best friend. Izzy was like, yeah, I'm sure I'm your best friend. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's kind of how it's been.
Cute.
Okay, are we good? We heading out to
Yes.
Mysidia in the morning. Have you taken your long
Yes,
rest?
Izzy has to work. I have.
Okay. Dawn comes and the four of you gather. So it would be you two, Bazcat, and Taurus.
I'm also going to use Master Scriver to prep a second level spell scroll.
Okay. And you are teleporting into your room, correct?
I do have the return. The
Oh, that's
problem
right.
is I don't know if anyone would have been there before, so that's what I'm a bit worried about. But I feel like using teleport and getting to the actual Mysidia teleport circle would be a lot riskier.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, so I think my room just using return would be best.
Okay. So, what level spell is that, or did I give you that as like a
It's a
once
part
a
of
day use?
the staff/broom.
Right. Right, because you actually got the first step of your ultimate weapon. That's right.
Yep. I believe have 2 out of the 3.
You fancy.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, the room would be less risky.
So, you all gather around. As he casts his spell, you feel that familiar tug in the pit of your stomach as you feel like you've been pulled out of space and time. You're momentarily floating until your feet hit solid ground once again in Izzy's room. You are back in Mysidia, floating city of mages. Taurus takes a deep breath. Oh, I haven't been here in a very long time. Whew. Okay.
Yeah, Izzy says, welcome to my room, everyone. We need to get to the lower part of the city as quickly as possible. But hopefully without being seen. Hold on. Hold on.
Before you do anything, as you're saying this, you do your eye catches, there's a note pinned to your door, the inside of your door. It's from your mother, just scrawled out quickly. Come see me when you can, whenever you get here.
Okay. I think he says, Lauren, do you have any way to make sure that we go unseen?
Oh. Technically don't. I'm more of a get shit done really quickly or fuck off kind of guy.
What does that mean technically, no? Because that makes it sound like you have an idea.
Technically, I wouldn't be able to get us around unseen, but if we do get spotted, I can move
Kill
us around
anybody.
pretty quick.
I could kill anybody that sees us.
DM,
I could instantly
DM,
make
where
things
most
very difficult for
likely
someone.
would Izzy's mom want them to meet? I think he could probably make an assumption.
I mean,
You know
I
that she has a couple places
try.
that she would likely be. The one that she
Cool.
spends most of her time in these days is likely the council room. 'Cause she's still trying to maintain appearances and kind of fill that role.
Cool. He is going to use the orb to use sending, and he's going to look at a map of Mysidia that he always keeps in his room, and he's going to start naming each of the numbers for each of the places, like their address numbers. I think he'll name the amount of the various places she would most likely like to meet, and then just say which one, and that's all he'll send.
Okay. You're here. I'm having a little meeting currently. Perhaps you could sit in on it. I'm in the council room at the moment.
Mm.
It's probably
Cool.
best if you were here.
Can I make an insight check?
Yeah, go for it.
Check your own mom via the sending spell.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
don't understand.
Izzy's
That's
relationship
natural
with his
20.
parents is so toxic. It's just so bad. What are you trying to see? If she's like under duress or if she's trying to like screw you over?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if she's passing the vibe check, basically.
Yeah.
Like, because if this is a setup, he would rather know before going into it.
You don't get that she's setting you up. The request seems genuine that she thinks you should be there for this, but it's also pretty cryptic and it's kind of intriguing. But yeah,
Cool.
you don't think you're walking into anything dangerous.
Is magic allowed in the council's members' room?
Not supposed to be. There's not an anti-magic field, but they're not supposed to. Although I think the last time you were there, you guys kind of had a little bit of a spat with was it your brother
The
at the
petty
time?
dearest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who's still kidnapped and overseas. Well, not kidnapped,
Yeah.
imprisoned. Ooh. Yeah.
There's a lot of
I
stuff.
think he's like, we need to go to the council's room. From here, it explains how it's here. Is it possible for us to get there while being unseen typically, or would we definitely be noticed if we just walked bare?
It's not too far because of, your status and who your parents are. It's not too far from where you are. It's in the same wing of the large building that you're in. You
Mm,
think you could make it if you're quiet and stealthy. You think it's not too far to go. But
okay.
mechanic-wise, it'll be a stealth check.
Yeah.
But
I
not a
think he
terribly
says,
difficult one.
we need to continue with caution. We need to try to be sneaky as we get there. I'll lead the way.
Okay.
And God, I wish I could cast invisibility on multiple people. It's fine.
Bazcat is going to suggest that he and Taurus hang back, especially since Bazcat's not very quiet. And if you're trying to get over there quietly, probably best to leave clunk 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 in the room.
Yeah.
Clunk.
Also, I don't think Taurus necessarily needs to be there either.
Yeah.
He'll kiss Taurus on the cheek again before heading out with Lauren.
Okay. Both of you give me a stealth check.
Cool.
Maybe I will.
I am going to enact one of my Dark One's own luck, which lets me add a 1d10 to my roll.
Okay.
Interesting.
Cute.
Just a
I
D10.
don't think I have anything for that.
And a
I
1d10 because I don't trust myself.
I could.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Oh, this is a place of mages. Invisibility wouldn't matter anyways. Okay, let me go ahead and roll.
Yeah, I thought about
stealth
that. I did have something that lets me like temporarily be invisible, but I was like,
Come on, let's see what you get, bestie. Damn, that's a 3.
Okay.
Buddy.
I cast silvery barbs on myself to roll lower.
You both make your way towards the council room. There are some people, and you do your best to kind of avoid them. You do think, Izzy, that one person, you're not really sure who it is, but there is somebody that you think they clocked you.
God
You were
damn
trying
it.
to keep. They don't say anything.
How
They don't approach you, but you do catch them kind of looking at you right as you're getting to the door of the council room.
how close inside the council room is like before the front door? Is it like one of the first rooms? Is it like further down the wing?
So, like, the council room's at the end of this kind of long hallway. Like, it's obvious you're walking towards the council room. So think about, like going to like the council room in Ul'dah. You know how they have like those kind of grand stairs that kind of lead. That's the only room at the end of this hallway.
Okay, cool.
I'm an
Easy.
idiot. I just realized I could have fucking dimension doored there. Okay, it's fine. Anyways, what were you saying?
I also had that
womp.
idea, but I didn't know where it was, so I was gonna wait till we got closer, and then like to avoid everything inside, just been like, just tell me where it is, and I'll just teleport us in there.
Okay, cool. He'll point, even though we've already been seen. I feel like an idiot.
Been a while, guys.
Lauren's like hiding behind like a door or a tree or something just outside or whatever, and
Topiary.
just us Izzy to give like a good enough description of what the war room looks like. Lauren is going to cast Dimension Door and grab Izzy and teleport to the description of it in the middle of the war room.
In the
'cause he would
middle,
have said
okay.
it, like it's
Just on the
like
table.
a big round. It's like a big round room or something that he would have described. So Lauren's going to assume that there would be like an empty space in the middle, and he's going to grab him in Dimension Door.
Okay. So, you reach over, grab Izzy, and just, you all pop out of existence. Epsilon, as you're sitting
Hey.
there, having a meeting with Medea, all of a sudden, two figures poof out of thin air right onto the table. I actually have a map for this place, so let's hop over there.
shit.
Now I got to put you two right here in the middle of the damn table.
Yep.
All right, 1 second. That's funny.
I feel like
There's a sister named
Once they-
Cersei.
once they appear, Lauren's going to look around and look at the two women that are like sitting down and just, it's my first day.
Medea doesn't seem phased by this at all, as she's kind of
Izzy
looking up at
gets
you
off
two.
the table.
Thank you, dear. This is a very expensive table. It doesn't need your footprints all over it. I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Lauren, my apologies.
Lauren.
I didn't know. I thought it was a room with the circular, and there's like the empty part in the middle. I'm gonna shut
Well,
up now.
We've
Izzy,
done a little redecorating since the last time Izzy decided to visit his mother. They ended up destroying half the room. She kind of looks over at you.
work it.
He immediately just goes past that and says, what does this meeting concern?
Well, I have been talking with, I'm sorry, dear, what was your name again? She points to you.
Euphrasie Pascal.
Yes,
And wait,
Euphrasie.
Izzy, Lauren. She like studies you two for a hot second, and then just, oh, well, would you look at that? It's Shiva's favorite failed experiments, right before my very eyes.
Izzy, give me an insight check.
Yeah, sure.
Lauren's like, I don't know who that bitch is.
Or perception.
Ooh, nat 20.
You can take the insight. As she says that, you'll notice as she's kind of pointing, on her finger, she wears this brilliant ring. And the stone in the ring is a very familiar crystal. The difference being is that where your all's crystals have gone dull and dim, hers still shines with a brilliant blue light. and you can see within the crystal itself the familiar swirling of frost, snow. She seems to somehow, whoever this person is, have Shiva's blessing.
Cool. Izzy clocks that and he looks at her and he says, "Oh, that's a lovely ring. Mother, what is this meeting about?"
Well, as you know, I've been trying to work on that thing we discussed. And, Euphrasia, right? Is that how you said it?
Yes, Euphrasia.
Euphrasia. Euphrasia here happened to show up a day or so ago with some interesting information. Also mentioned that she might have business with... Well, when she said your name, I was a little surprised. But it seems that there's some kind of history between the two of you. She seems to be aware of you, at least. Do you two know each other?
I've never met
I'm not
either
aware.
of them a day in my life.
Lauren is
also
trying
not
very
aware
hard
of
to keep
her.
his mouth shut.
Well,
I'm also not aware of her.
well, regardless, I thought she could be of some use, so I was going to rope her into our little plan here. She's come a long way.
All right.
And she had a very interesting tale about I'm sorry, what was it again? Some kind of earth crystal, yes?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right.
Apparently where I'm sorry, weren't there more of you before?
There were. But we can talk about that after this. This seems much more important.
Where some of you, however many are left, failed, it seems Euphrasia here has picked up your slack a little bit. You had an
She
inside of
does like
natural
a
20,
very
right?
dramatic curtsy.
I'm sorry, the slack of...
Well, the crystals, of course. It seems
Oh,
here
she's
are...
purified all of them.
Not all. But it seems she not only has Shiva's blessing, but that of the Titan as well.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. That's one less thing for us to have to worry about.
Which is why I asked you here. So, what news can you bring me before we start discussions of the state of Mysidia?
You probably know this. Balam's been razed to the ground. But it seems that my friend Squall, despite how foolhardy it may be, seems to have a plan to handle the Empire, or at the very least, start the runnings of a full-scale attack. Along with that, have you heard of the state of Cornelia yet?
You know us. We tend not to get ourselves involved too much in the internal affairs of all the lower kingdoms. Now, I will say, with
Well,
your father's new hobby, he has been taking quite an interest in the state of things, but as far as I'm aware, most of the states down there are... well, they're kind of fractured, from my understanding.
correct. The king has decided to make an entrance again, and because of his hatred for the Empire, he's helping with the fight for now. However, for now at least, Cornelia seems to be off the plate considering they're too busy rebuilding.
I don't
Which
mean to
can, I guess,
interrupt you
favor,
here,
but
Izzy. I don't mean to, but I don't really care about what's going on in each of the city-states, like I said. My first and pretty much only concern is what's happening in Mysidia and whether or not the world crumbles. So unless this information from Cornelia directly affects either of those, I suggest we move on to other topics.
did you have specifics you wish to know, or did you want me to explain so then you could explain that?
No, I wanted to know if is Cornelia actually going to be able to help us, aid us moving against your father, the Empire, or are they just a fractured city with absolutely no reason to be on board?
They won't help help our kingdom, but the queen will help me and their potential allies. The only thing they'll probably ask in return is aid and potentially help with their armies.
Sounds
So
like a lot of potentials.
Yes, I was thinking the same
Um,
thing.
yeah, you see he says, "Oh, my apologies, Miss Euphrates, was it?"
Euphrasie. Yes.
Euphrasie, of
Pretty
course.
neat.
If you have anything or any information that you think might help, we're open to options. So far, this war has been a bit, let's say, top heavy, with us doing a lot of the heavy lifting as best we can, but we're only so many people. Are you a diplomat of some sort? That would be very helpful.
I don't think most people give a fuck about Ishgard down there, so diplomat
Oh,
more
Well,
Ishgard, the
I
frozen
care about
country to the north.
Ishgard. I care about Ishgard for very specific reasons that may align with what you're trying to do as well.
Are you going to sidestep around everything for eternity?
Such as?
Oh, I might need them for a very specific reason. Just fucking say it.
Oh, I like her.
Yes, you're right. I should be more forward with you. However, frankly, I don't know you.
Well, how unfortunate. Euphrasie Pascal.
Sure.
She
I'm
holds
sure it
out a
is
hand.
unfortunate.
Medea
You
is
see he
just
takes it before saying,
kind of beaming at this interaction.
Could we start now?
He takes it and he says, I mean, it may be unfortunate for you, but it's not for me unless you don't have any information that'll be useful.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, no, you don't know me. That's unfortunate, but that doesn't mean we can't start that process now.
Okay, perfect. What information do you have that'll help with all of this?
Well, let me ask you this. She offered her hand. Do you take it?
Oh yeah, I said he shakes her hand lightly before sitting down.
Once you touch hands with her, a familiar yet long past sensation kind of runs up your arm as it starts to go cold and numb. But it's also power. And it's a power that you kind of forgotten what it felt like. But almost as soon as it's there, it's gone. As Shiva's blessing
Been a
touches you
while.
and then retreats. Just a taste.
She's giving us the cold shoulder.
Jesus.
That is your inspiration for your pun.
Hell yeah! Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait. I
Izzy
forgot to
says-
do this too. Okay, we can't. I gotta play it. Ready? All right.
Oh my god.
You can continue.
I'm happy.
But he looks at Medea and says, Mother, to be quite frank with you, I came with a plan to help get rid of the little problem we have here.
Perfect.
And we're basically taking things one thing at a time because things are moving quicker now than ever.
So what is your plan? What are you working on?
We're working on getting the people rallied in my and your favor because, frankly, out of everyone in the council, you're the only one I trust. And even that's wavering.
It's so nice.
However,
do you hear she looks at you, Phrasey. Do you hear the way he talks to me? Continue.
Mother, please don't gratiate yourself by thinking she cares about our family dynamics. And please don't gratiate yourself by thinking I care enough about you to be hurt. This is business, strict as that.
She just
You
looks at
clearly
you
would like
and
a
gives
place
you
of
this look
power
like.
when all this happens.
Sorry, she looks at you, Phrasey, and just while you're saying this to her, just gives her this look like, see?
I feel like even Lauren's kind of taken aback, like, oh damn.
You clearly would like to gain something from this, and I'm assuming that's to keep whatever lingering power you have left after all this is over. I can help you with that, because to be frank, people will trust me more than they will you, because I've been on the ground doing the work.
People in the
Now, would you-
Undercities will trust you. But you'll need me, the ones up here. Izzy, I've
Exactly.
tried to shield you from it, but you've gained somewhat of a reputation among the sorcerers of the Upper City. So I think we're going to have to work together if we want this to happen. And at the end of the day, I do plan to remain on as the new Archmage. I just want to make that clear up front.
Mother, I won't insult your intelligence, so please don't insult mine. I know I need you just as much as you need me. What I'm saying is the same thing you are, which is that we need to work together. But what you need to understand is that this is strictly business. I have
Very
no
well.
care for your petty jabs. I don't care how this woman I just met views our relationship. I want to get this done. That is what I care about. So if you want your seat as Archmage, you can have it, as long as this gets fixed and we have an army. Are my goals clear enough for you?
Very well. So what's your plan to rally those in the lower cities then?
We're going to rally them by showing them the life that they deserve. After we do that, there'll be so much chaos in the street that Father and anybody loyal to him will have their attention divided. But I don't quite care whether he takes part. All we need is for him to be alone enough to take care of him.
Do you mean to kill your father?
I didn't plan on imprisoning him. What good would that do us?
I figured that was the plan the whole time. We're dealing with a lich, are we not?
Oh, we're not taking turns? Okay. This is a really uppity conversation, and I'm not really, like, into or, like, known about all of this, but do any of you have any interaction with, I mean, your term probably the peasants of the world, or, like, are you guys just too busy up top and not caring about the rest? Because it sounds like there's a lot of big words, and none of them are going to know those words.
I have experience dealing with people who are not of the same class as our family, but I wouldn't refer to them as peasants. That's a word made up by people who are above them, who feel as if they are above them.
Though it is an
They're
apt
just regular
description.
people.
And Lauren's just gonna, like, point to the three of you, because Lauren still doesn't really know Izzy, but, like, has just kind of been in conversations where it's been very, like, political, and he's like, so, like,
This is basically a
you
whole...
three.
It's like we started a new campaign. Like, all the characters don't really know each other yet. This is great. Episode 64 or whatever we're on.
Like, this is cool and all, and it's great to start a revolution and, like, have all of these theories and ideals, but has any of you put that into practice before?
Starting a revolution? No. Helping those in need? Absolutely.
Killing a lich? Probably.
Damn, so you guys have really done the big stuff and let other people do the little stuff, eh? Well, fair enough. I have a reason to be here now. It's not my first
Also,
revolution.
Sorry,
yeah.
Lauren, right? What is it exactly?
How's it going?
What is it exactly you do then?
I'm the master of the ships in Barlam. I handle the merchant's trade, and I make sure that everything runs smoothly until the Empire decided to burn the place to the ground.
So, a man of the people.
Oh, you poor soul.
Exactly.
Okay. I am
Like
liking
I
our
said, not my
odds.
first revolution.
That's good to hear.
Regardless,
I have an important question.
Yes.
The important question is, what vibes do I get off of this lady, this Medea lady? Because she's acting like we're friends, but at the same time, I'm not sure how much of a part Euphrasy's actually playing right now.
Give me insight check. I'll give you a little bit more about her. From your perspective at this point, you only barely know this lady, but she's being friendly towards you. You will know... Well, go ahead and give me the insight check, and then I'll judge what I'm going to say.
Okay, plus 10.
Okay.
24.
Hell yeah.
she was cordial to you during the conversations you've had before, and she's been friendly, but she does have this air of posh superiority. Like, this lady thinks she's better than pretty much everybody.
Does she
She
seem like someone
started
who never stops calculating?
absolutely. She never stops
I
calculating.
mean,
Since Izzy showed up, she has been
Well-
even more kind of almost artificially chummy with you. It seems petty, but you think that she's trying. You think it's just something she's doing to try to get under his skin. You don't know why.
Uh.
You don't really know the relationship there, but she's acted more friendly towards you than she did, more less formal than the woman you were talking to 10 minutes ago.
DM, would I
Okay.
be able to add something?
Absolutely.
Cool. You would note that Izzy does not seem to particularly care about Euphrasie, only because he does not know her. However, unlike her, while he's being calculated, he's also keeping into mind that you are an actual asset. But you can also tell that he does not care about this lady.
I mean, with a 24, if you look at around the room, Lauren is not taking any of this seriously. He's just kind of chilling and watching the whole thing happen, and he does not care for anybody in this room right now.
Lauren is Fortnite dancing.
Honestly-
I'm literally on my chair with my legs up because I can't reach the ground and just like swinging them.
How insightful are you guys?
Not very. I have a +3.
Cute.
Yeah, I'm a +0 because I'm a
Thank you.
warlock.
Cute.
What was yours?
Yeah, no,
plus
she-
10? Yeah, your
Yeah.
perception and insight apparently are what you're going to be, which I think this group has really needed for a
My
while.
passive is actually kind of
Yeah.
mid, I think.
Well, my
Actually, no, it's
perception's
20.
Yeah,
That's
my
not mid.
perception's decent, but it could use some work. I'm actually 2 under
That's-
you.
That's
Yeah,
not
I-
mid. If I worked hard enough in a different world, it could probably be like 24 or something disgusting, but
I'm the detective of the group. I'm fine.
yeah, I feel like you definitely feel like Euphrasie's just like here along for the ride. Then you don't know what, like, you get the vibe that she's probably machinationsing of her own, but you don't know, you probably couldn't suss out whether she's like
It is odd.
machining with your mother
you-
or on her own.
Yeah. I will say for at least Izzy, her presence here is a bit of a question mark for you. And her exact involvement with Shiva is something that you think you'll probably need to dive into at some point. Might not be now, you got some important shit to do. But this does feel like Shiva meddling in your affairs again, somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, she
Izzy
basically-
says,
Go ahead.
yeah, Izzy says, Euphrasie, if I may be so bold, what do you stand to gain from helping us with this?
Well, this is the biggest thing on your plate right now, is it not?
Aside from the Empire, yes.
Well, once this is off your plate, then perhaps we maybe continue the thing that you were doing with the crystals and, restoring the balance to the world and such.
Oh yeah, there's 4 of them, eh?
I'm reading from your tone that seems to be the most important aspect to you.
I suppose, yes, and dealing with the Empire is certainly part of that, seeing as they're the ones draining all the crystals.
Mm.
So,
See, I
think the
did
two
give
of
her
You have two
backstory.
of them.
I did catch her up.
Yeah, I think he says, if that's the case, I think the two of us could talk more later because we may have more to gain together than I previously thought.
She kind of gives you an actually genuine looking smile. I think I'd like that.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, while these two are different, I feel like their vibes are very similar.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
no.
100%.
That's why I said we're either gonna get along like a house on fire or we're gonna hate each other.
But he says, Mother, what are you planning to bring to this? I feel as if navigating politics is more so going to be your big thing in dealing with this specifically. You see, while I understand the politics of here, I've been gone for quite a bit, so maybe the scales have changed in ways that I can't see.
Well, your father's definitely turned things on its head, too. Um, as far as the council's concerned, for the most part, they all seem loyal to your father. He is the Archmage, after all. Since our last conversation, I have been working to kind of try to suss out which of those might be willing to turn on him. So far, I can only guarantee 2, but I'm working on some of the others. We're never going to get the full council. That's just not going to happen. Too many of them cling to power and they see Odonis as their ticket. They'll ride that train until the end. But
Well, unfortunately... Oh, go ahead. Sorry, DM.
I was just going to say, but if I can get even a little less than half with what you could bring to the table, I think we might have a shot.
Unfortunately, the ones you can't persuade to your side, you understand that drastic decisions will have to be made, correct?
Oh, I have no problem killing them, if need be.
Hell yeah.
Wonderful.
Or sending someone to
Wonderful.
do it on your behalf, I assume. You don't seem like the kind of woman who would get her hands dirty.
She kind of just holds her hand up, and just this brilliant purple flame just kind of appears in her hands. Oh, I don't plan to actually touch them. Plus,
Cute.
she just kind of like closes it in her hand.
Oh, that was
Do you
Regardless,
really
Cute.
think that Odonis rose to power strictly politically?
Oh, no, nobody in power ever rises due to their
I mean, yeah, that's kind of
likability.
like a base factor of rising to power, I would assume.
It's just good
Regardless,
pussy.
as long as
Turn a few
your
people off.
opposition is taken care of, that's really all that matters. Uh, un, Fortunately for you, though, I'm willing to give you your throne with only one string attached.
What would that be?
I'm going to give very strong suggestions as to who else should fill the seats. You need half. I need half.
By
And I think
suggestions,
that's more than
Izzy, do
fair.
you happen to mean those of the non-magical variety? Because that's not going to fly with the other council members, no matter who they are.
You
Speaking
see,
of flying, how does Mysidia stay in the air?
Oh, good lord.
Lauren asking the real questions.
Like you.
Do you really want to discuss that now?
Well, is it magical, yes or no?
Of course.
Bestie.
Oh, so what happens if there's no magic?
If there's no magic, I suppose the city would collapse and fall, plunging to the earth.
Oh, shit.
We, of course, as unlikely a scenario as that is, do have evacuation techniques ready.
Okay, cool. Just asking.
Regardless, mother, I'm not asking you to fill the seats now. With a war coming, we need as many people on your side as possible, so we cannot afford to have more than half the council right now. And I'm sure you can make up some excuse about how busy you are, because I know you'll have the interest of helping with the empire in mind at the very least. But afterwards, I'll give you my list, and you can trust that they all will be magical. I'm not dumb enough to think that you all would accept change that quickly.
Give me a persuasion check.
Yeah, sure.
I wish I was
+5.
Bailey
I
so I
don't know
could
how
help.
well that's gonna fly. Well, let's try, besties. Okay, cool. 19.
I will take your suggestions into consideration when we go to refill the council.
Wonderful. And the other string because you're in such a giving mood, your other son. Do you know where he is?
She kind of looks down at her hands, and she takes kind of like a deep breath. I have not been able to contact him in some time. I'm not aware of where he is, and I fear... Do you know something?
He's in the Beastlands. He's currently being imprisoned.
What the fuck is he doing in the Beastlands?
He tried a teleportation spell that went wrong, and he thought of others instead of himself. So now he's stuck there. My only other condition that will make or break this deal is that you will do everything in your power to find him and bring him back.
You have my word, Izzy.
Thank you. That's all I ask. Those two things. I don't wish to be the head mage of this place, but I do wish for a seat at the table. So I'll come for a spot, but I won't come for the spot.
That might be a harder sell, but we can cross that bridge when we come to it.
I just want all of my intentions to be known. I want you to actually trust me so we can work better together.
I do trust you.
Now, do you feel there's anything more to talk about? Because if not, I do have a bit of a plan laid out, and he will pull out a map.
I have a revolution to run, bitch.
By all means, let's hear this
Whoa.
plan of yours.
I've been helping the people on the other side of the kingdom for some time now since I was young. I help their sick, I give them the things they need, and I do my best to help them. Honestly, the only time I've stopped is recently when this entire nonsense of me falling to the earth happened.
Izzy,
They
we
trust.
warned you against going down there, and you were still doing it all that time?
Yes.
Your father and I
because they
talked to
needed
you about
help.
this. Continue.
Regardless, they trust me, and they know that, and I've given them a vision for what life here could be. They'll listen to me, especially if I bring someone that they can also look up to, and I've gotten that handled as well.
Such as who?
Someone who you all branded, and quite frankly hates this place more than I do.
We're off to a wonderful start, aren't we?
Yes,
Okay.
but they're doing this for me specifically. They frankly don't care which way this goes, which means that they're a useful ally to you because they won't be interested in taking any power from you.
That's a fair point.
Regardless, we need to start specifically a revolution and a big enough riot to gain the attention of the councilmen you don't trust. You need to convince them to be sent away somewhere for their own safety and get father alone.
Now's my turn to warn you about something. Your father's always been a harsh man, as you well know. Since he has gone down this path to lichdom, though, he has become... Ruthless isn't really the right word for it. The people on the council, I think, have been looking for a reason, an outlet for their bigotry. And I cannot guarantee that if you start a rebellion, that they won't come down hard and kill more people than I think you'd care to lose. Just something to keep in mind about how much you're willing to gamble with other people's lives.
You'd be surprised how resilient the lower people can be.
And I think you might be surprised at exactly how much damage a mage of the Council of Mysidia can do.
You'll be surprised at how much of their own decisions other people can make.
Regardless, if this is actually a worry of mine. I knew that something like this could happen, but the Council of Mysidia have never been one to actually get their hands dirty in the face of strife. So this news does change things a bit, at least in my opinion.
Your father's actions have emboldened the more cruelly inclined on the council. I think they're also
Well,
feeling
then.
kind of bolstered by Imperial backing.
If that's the case, this fight may have to be more internal than I assumed.
No, I'm not telling you how to run your revolution. I just want you to be aware of the situation you're coming into.
You see, he sighs a bit and he says, would it be possible to get the other council to go with to who you can turn and have I don't know, something of a tete-a-tete in a private location with them, with your group?
I could do that. Do you have a
I
message
think
you'd like me to tell them?
if they want a piece of this new council, they're going to have to mark their way for it with blood, which means they'll have to get rid of anyone who doesn't side with you. I think that's plenty of a good enough message if you do a good job of persuading them. Then all we have to do is leave father alone, and we may not even have to get other people who have nothing to do with the problems that they face due to the city involved.
Well, when your father
However,
catches word of what's happening here, when he senses the strife, he will come for you.
that's fine. I'd rather him come for me so I can do my part of the deal. Regardless, we're going to need someone who knows not only the politics but these halls well enough to do so, and that would be where you come in, Mother. And then my part would be getting the people to trust you, because once half the council is gone, they'll need people to look up. To, and if they don't trust you, you all will be outnumbered. And I would hate for this same problem that you warned me of to happen regardless.
Okay. I can do my part in that.
Okay, so above table DM, the plan is for Media to set up basically a coup d'etat against all the other council members who aren't siding with her, and
Right.
then what we're going to do essentially in the aftermath is we're going to take a stand with her essentially so that they don't turn on her in this time of war.
So, question.
Mm-hmm.
So you're suggesting, the way I interpreted this, let me make sure I got the suggestion right. For her to rally her little group and basically start either taking out or imprisoning the ones that have sided with Odonis. Now,
correct.
Are you going to be part of those particular battles, or are you going to leave that to her and hers?
I think if she asks, Izzy will do it. However, if she doesn't, Izzy's not going to put his neck on the line, because he does know he'll have to face his father at some point.
Okay.
I figured our job was taking out the big guy.
Okay. Just checking. I just want to know how many battles I need to prep.
That's fair.
Table.
And then Izzy will say, regardless whether we win or lose, hopefully win, I feel as if as many are left, that'll be plenty to finish the job.
Well, it's as good a plan as any, I suppose.
My only question is, where would you like me to be so that he runs into me instead of all of you?
I don't think it matters where you are. Once he decides he wants to come for you, he will find you.
Well, maybe we can start our plans at the same time. I can make some grand call out.
Okay.
When
do you wanna-
thaumaturgy?
When do you want to move on this?
As quickly as possible. The only timed, I think, part of this would be how much I would potentially need to rest between after the fight and helping to rally the people, because once this fight starts, they're going to know.
I can go ahead and start gathering those that are nearest to me. If you give me
when would you like?
another day, I can confirm my suspicions on the other two that I have my eye on. One day, and I'll know for sure if I can bring them into this.
All right. So when would you like to get this started? The day after or the minute after?
Once I confirm my suspicions, I can have a clandestine meeting with my group before dawn tomorrow.
All right. We will be... Okay, so above table, when is this fight happening, I guess?
It's up to you. What she's telling you is that she needs the rest of this day to figure out. She's got her eye on 2 more council members that she wants to get on her side. Right now she has 2. She wants to get it to 4. She will be able to determine who those are and get her people together to actually meet with them before dawn tomorrow.
Okay,
now, is she waiting for a signal from you to start doing anything?
I think he says to her, tell us. I think that the signal should come from you, only because I would like to bring the fight to him. I feel as if waiting puts us at a disadvantage.
Do you want to just take a mad rush at your father tomorrow?
A mad rush would imply that we're not going to prepare beforehand. What I'm saying is that him waiting to come to us, that allows him time to prepare. That allows him more time to prepare than if we were to just go in.
So you want to take on your father at the same time I kick off rounding up the others. Okay. In that case, I do have a way I think we can more quickly get his attention. Do you remember where your father's study is?
I do.
I happen to know that he keeps something very, very valuable in that study. It's protected by wards, of course, and alarm spells that will signify him the second anyone goes near it. You're going to have to get this item eventually, of course, if you actually want to finish the job. So you might as well tip him off.
Oh, I see.
He will know the second you step in his study. And he will be there, I promise.
Well, he's a lich, right?
Oh, wait. Yes.
So,
I'm smart enough to know what he's talking about, and I'm not that smart.
The
phylactery. Every lich has a phylactery.
Yes, that.
Yeah.
Regardless,
I've not actually said that word out loud before, so
it's a hard word.
I've only seen it written.
Yeah. I see. It's one of those words I look at and I'm like, that's a long word. I know what it means. Keep going.
Oh. Michael knows how to pronounce phylactery. Lauren's never heard of that word. He's just seen it written once or twice.
Regardless, okay, so we'll take this item and then we'll either need
you won't get to the item before he finds out you're in there. As soon as you go in there, he'll be alerted and he will come to you.
So the fight will be in the study. That's
I'm bad about destroying that room.
How big?
I'm
How
not.
big is
It's a
it?
bit of a cramped battleground, but I think we could make it work.
Wait.
Waiting. I am waiting.
Oh wait, shit. Never mind. I was gonna say, what if we just did this on another plane of existence, but plane shift specifies willing creatures?
Yeah, so a check would
Good
definitely
idea.
have to be made, and then everyone would be punched. It's a cramped battleground, but it is doable.
Cramped.
Hey,
And
Mr. Lich, do you want to go to another plane and duke this out so we don't like burn your study to the ground? Because
oh my
that's
god,
seems a little much,
that's
right?
a great idea. Let's
fuck him.
head out.
So,
Nah,
What'll
Take it
happen-
away, tuning fork.
so what'll happen is the fights will start off at the same time. As you are starting, right before you start the battle, we will go to the office to start that one. Afterwards, we're going to need to call a citywide meeting so that I can get the people on your guys' side as the new council.
Okay.
Then after that, we help Miss Euphrasie with the mission we've been trying to continue with for very, very long.
Yes.
And then I keep you updated on any new news from the other cities about any potential rallies that are going to start. Although, with you being the new councilwoman, with you being the new head councilwoman, it seems like you're going to have to get involved with some of those other kingdoms so you all can work together.
Yes, I've already considered that. I think no matter which way this goes, the age of Mysidia's neutrality is over. It was good while it
Really? Done a
lasted,
pretty good job so far.
at least.
Either way,
Hmm.
is there anything else you would like to add to this?
She looks at you for a second, and her face is stern, like it always is. And then it relaxes just a little bit. You know, you've changed quite a bit since you've left here. You're not really that same little boy I remember. Maybe we have a shot
I
at this
think-
after all. So close to being sweet.
Yeah, I think when that happens, though, I think like the movie perfect thing would be for him to like acknowledge that. But I think he's still just like blanked face. Like he doesn't react to that. That doesn't mean anything to him because it's coming from her.
Sure.
And he says, "All right, send us the signal when you think we should start heading to the study, and we will do that."
Be ready first thing in the morning. I plan to do this before the sun rises. When the sun
Wonderful.
touches Mysidia tomorrow, I want it to be on a city free of your father's blasted rule.
Tyranny?
Damn.
That's probably a better word.
Regardless,
Succinct.
we all need to get some sleep. Euphrases, would you like to come with us, or would you like to stay here to speak some more?
I'd kind of like to get to know the people I'm about to go kill a lich with.
Wonderful. Then the two of us can choose to talk. He is going to wait, do I see any wards keep it? Wait, we were able to teleport here. He pulls out his staff and he says, "Are the two of you ready?"
Yeah, one quick question before we go.
For
Do you
what?
guys have any form of anti-magic that you could put up on a certain area or person? Since you're in
Well,
a
if I get
community full of mages, there must be some way to be able to neutralize that fact, correct?
Because we're a
It
community
depends
Well,
of
if you give me a
mages,
good...
those kinds of spells have been long outlawed in Mysidia. It is
What?
the utmost crime to steal the magic of another.
Oh, not steal, just suppress.
The
It's a
same
good
thing.
thing I'm not from here,
Temporary.
then. Give me a good night's sleep, I might be able to... I could throw up an anti-magic field.
Any
uh
war crimes you commit while here could likely be pardoned when this is over, so do what you feel you must.
Oh, Nozak is rolling in his grave right now.
Nozak's
He
like,
is
regardless,
I was trying to do
livid.
war crimes this whole time.
We get
And
to go up
Euphrates,
against
like,
the
you're
Lich.
calling me casting a spell a war crime? What is your problem?
We go up against the Lich, and you're allowed to do whatever you want. But Nozak wants to bomb the enemy's med bay, and suddenly, Geneva suggestion.
Well, you're dealing with
Please.
different people here, okay? Before,
regardless,
you were dealing
of
with
Nozak.
Sarah.
No.
This is Medea, who really just wants her husband killed, okay?
An
ruined
Eikon.
this
I
thing.
wish she was nicer so I could stand her. Regardless, he says, let's hope
Her
you're
name is
quicker on the
Medea.
draw.
I already stand her.
Yeah, we said a petty bitch.
Yeah, you see, he says, let's hope you're quicker on the draw than father is. Regardless, are the two of you ready to go so we can speak
Well,
further?
Izzy, you're the one that's going to be fighting him, so you're the one that's going to need to be quicker.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
right, he gets it. Now let us leave. God's above.
I'm not stopping you.
Wait. He holds up a hand. He's like, I'm sorry, what do you mean?
If you're going to his office, if that's your plan, he will come for you tomorrow, and I hope you didn't expect a stern talking to.
Well, no, but my friends will be there as well.
Well, good luck to you
Poor
all.
Killer is gonna come in and say, what the fuck?
Oh, okay, I'm about to say, DM, don't play with me like that.
Yeah.
He's like, actually, I'm grabbing you, and you have to make checks to make sure you both don't get teleported. That would be hell. Anyways.
Oh, no.
Gonna...
You just said you have to be quicker on the draw than father, and she was just saying, not me. That's all on you.
Yeah, regardless, he's going to cast Return so the two of them can go to his room with them.
Have I teleported before like this?
Let's see. Probably. You're 16. You're a cleric. You've probably had need for it at some point.
I'm 16?
Level 16.
Okay, I was gonna say, I think I'm an adult.
Level 16. I'm assumed you've had some form of some adventures in your past that would have at least, especially being from Ishgard.
Yeah.
It's really hard
Also,
to get out of
Euphrates is an
Ishgard.
elf. She's at least 100.
Yeah. Most ways to get out of Ishgard involve teleportation because the mountain range is just such a bitch to get over. So yeah, I think you would have.
All right, cool.
Izzy teleports to them and he says, Euphrates, I apologize for Mother's demeanor.
I'm only one Euphrates, and God's above, I thought I'd never leave that room. She like slumps against the wall in relief.
That's the quote of the episode. I'm only one Euphrates. Oh, perfect. I love
Regardless, she cares more about gaining my attention out of some misguided need for it than she does about having you as a guest.
Oh, you don't have
but
to
you
explain
probably-
that much to me.
Yes,
I
kind
figured that
of
much.
assumed Jory. Yeah, I kind of assumed Jory picked it up. You seem very intelligent. Speaking of, the crystals. Do you have any idea on what to do after we beat the Empire?
Well, we're meant to take all the elemental crystals to the mother crystal.
Correct. Do you know where the mother crystal is specifically?
Do I know where the mother crystal is specifically? I have forgotten.
You do, actually.
I
And
do.
would you tell them? Because if you would tell them, I will just say it here.
I'll tell them I do, but I'm not
Okay.
going to tell them where it is. I'm going to make them prompt me for it.
Okay.
Yeah, he says, I know it's in Ishgard, although I don't know specifically where aside from the crater, quote unquote. If we were to take you and my other friend, who also has two of the crystals within him, do you think you'd be able to lead us to it so we can reinstate them?
I think I can make that happen, considering, there's 4, and now you don't have 2, but 3.
Wonderful. Going to the desert is going to be a bit of a challenge, because it seems that the what have we been calling them? The dissenters?
Well, you guys have given them
Oh,
like
the
6 names.
monsters.
Whatever.
Yeah.
The monster that's siphoning off from it seems to be
So
able to sense whenever we.
just a
just thought-
reminder, there are 2 ways to go about this. Just a reminder. You can try to go out to the desert and go for the crystal itself. Put the Empire off at their knees. You also learned recently, I think maybe from Garuda, that the Empire is siphoning this power and storing it. So the other option is actually to go to wherever the Empire is storing this, like a big battery, and basically intercept the flow and take it from there. So there's 2 ways to go about this. And depending on
We
how
just
you want
need
to
the
do it,
power.
you just need the
Mm.
power. And you know that it's basically being
It seems-
transferred somewhere to the Empire. And then
Yeah,
just
he's
you're running the risk of, if you deal with the Empire and then try to go to the crystal, it might be gone. Or if you go to the crystal first, the Empire might get too strong. So you just have to kind of make the decision which
yeah,
way you want to go.
yeah. I think he says we are setting up to use a united strike against the Empire. If we go there and see whatever source they're adding this power to, you may be able to get Ifrit's flame. Would you be against helping us with our frontal assault?
I'd be against being able to touch Ifrit's flame? What kind of a question is that?
I'll take that as a yes then. Perfect.
Yes, of course. Apologies.
Then it seems that we have a plan. However, building an army is going to take time. Do you know anything? Do you know how to tap in to the power of the mother crystal to get it to do what we want? Or is that one of the parts you're also lost at? Because I've done a bunch of research, but I've come up with nothing.
Here's what you would know. You would know, you have the general outline of what the task is, but have been told that when you get there, you will be shown the way.
God, sounds like a psychic reading being vague as fuck. Damn.
As a cleric, this it is
Mm.
faith
Oh, yeah,
based.
true.
She has told you, you deliver this where it needs to go, and I will help you with the end.
Do I currently know exactly what needs to be done? No. Will I know? Will I learn what needs to be done? Yes.
Perfect.
My
You
goddess
are
has
a
assured me that the way will become clear once we arrive.
perfect. You have been nothing but a blessing on this mission so far. Thank you.
I should
Alright.
also add that I'm a rather adept healer, and should any of you perish, I might actually be able to do something about that.
At this point, you're back in the room,
Perfect.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bascat's sitting over there just like sharpening her blade, and he just looks up. Healer.
Oh, yeah, we
Healer.
have a new friend.
Perfect. And just goes back and just goes back to sharpening the blade.
I
That's
like that
perfect,
one.
because we've been lacking
Oh, yeah, he's
in that
terrifying.
department.
Euphrasia, I do have one question. Something
I
that I
might-
noticed that Izzy spoke about with their friend Ava. What's the friend's name again? Ava.
Ava.
With Ava, I have a question for you. Do you also have voices in your head that sound like what the Titans sound like a big burly man or whatever, or like a deep voice thing, or like do you just kind of feel power? Because he could talk to his, and it was kind of creepy. I was also really jealous.
The way in which you obtained that power does not, they do not, or at least Titan has not talked to you directly. You just have the power.
I haven't spoken with Titan. I haven't necessarily put a bunch of effort into doing so, but
Fair.
he also seems more the recalcitrant sort.
Yeah, I don't know what that word means. I was a dockmaster for like 10 years. That's too big for me.
Oh, I see. One of the ones that are less likely to listen to what others tell them.
Oh, so like he's his mum.
Or in a way, Izzy, you yourself don't seem like the kind to go with the grain.
I guess you could say that.
You
I've
look
always
like you go with the grain, but you're like a loose thread.
Regardless, I fight for what I think is right, and that's what I've been doing this whole time. So I'm glad that after all that, we finally got a sign. He gestures to you, Frazee, that we're going in the right direction. Regardless, prep however you need to for tonight. We have a fight raring to go.
Okay.
So,
do I need to prepare anti-magic field, or do you want me to do something else with my 8th level spell?
Actually, I was about to say there are tons of really good eighth level magic spells. But keep in mind he is a sorcerer, so he can most likely spend a sorcery point to counterspell without you being able to do anything about it. So maybe
it's a
save it.
real bitch thing. I added almost all the casters in this game.
Correct.
That subtle
And
spell
if you can't
sucks.
see, yeah, so if you can't see him counterspelling, I can't counterspell against it. So he might just try his best to get out of it. Also, we are going to be in an enclosed space, so it might also fuck us up as well.
Okay, then I'm just gonna keep what I had originally as my, because I only had enough space.
There are so many good 8th level spells.
Cleric spells, dude.
Yeah, 8th level cleric spells.
Okay.
I had like 4 or 5 in my list.
Before we talk about that, so do you have anything else that you want to do? You basically spending this day to prep and get ready, right?
Get to know
Okay.
my friends, mess with Izzy a little bit, because he
Alright.
seems like he's fun to mess with.
So,
he is.
Actually, funnily enough, he's not.
I'm making it my mission to mess with you a little bit.
I love this. I hope they turn out like siblings. As the rest of them kind of go about talking to one another, sorry, say your name one more time so I don't mess it up. Euphrasie. Right?
Euphrasie.
Euphrasie, no S at the end. Euphrasie, you kind of just take a step back, and as you're kind of listening to them, it all just kind of gets quieter as you feel a very familiar, just kind of almost icy hand on your shoulder. And then you can hear just that faint whisper as your ear gets a little cold. You're doing well. I knew I was right to choose you.
Okay, you hypocritical bitch.
And then it
Jesus
just kind
Christ.
of lets go, and the sound kind of comes back into the room.
I like mentally like think back to her. I won't let you down. As the sound comes rushing back.
Okay. And with that, we're going to end tonight's session because it seems like the next thing we're doing is going to be a lich fight. So
yeah,
call it there. We're not starting that at 11:30.
I'm actually super
I've always
surprised the way
wanted
that
to
went
fight a
because I
lich.
thought we were legit gonna start a revolution, but then when
Me too.
his mom was like, "Hey, bestie, so they're not like the punk bitches from before. They will actually kill these people." I was like, "No, we're gonna bring the fight to them. Let's ruin their good shit."
Yeah, I still thought you were going to do it, and I was like, okay, we can do this differently. That's perfectly fine.
Absolutely not. We will just give a nice rowdy speech at the end, and then Izzy will come back later to usurp power to actually help them.
I love it.
It's
so
fun.
Here's what we're gonna do. We will pick up in 2 weeks. We're gonna do that. We're gonna alternate for a little bit. Next week we are back to Kupo Quest Eikon, where we also left off on a pretty big cliffhanger that we got to get back to. We're really excited about
killing
that.
me.
But we're back. So you can go to wolfkins.com to see the whole January schedule. We got this, Golden Vault, and Dragonbane this week. I want to give a huge shout out. We have 2 producers now on the Patreon. We have Kellen, of course.
Ooh.
Kellen has been our supporter forever, and Jannsik also. So you'll see their names in the credit. And I want to
Yay!
just say A special thank you to both of you for signing up. Do have a 50% off promotion if you wanted to. And reminder, we do after show talk a little bit that goes on the Patreon to some bonus content. So you can get all that for like $1.50 right now. Just do it. If you don't want to do that though, and you just want to come and hang out, you can join our Discord. And since Killer's not here, I will say leave a comment to talk about how much all of these players are awesome and what you thought of Epsilon's new character and where we're going to go from here. So, Fishy, also, we miss you, dude, but you're in the chat tonight. Thank you for still hanging out with the show for a little bit. Can't wait to talk to you some more. Until then, if the three of you can hang out for just a little bit, we'll hop over into our after show for a little bit, and then we can talk about 8th level spells all we want.
Yay.
All right, everybody, thank you all so much. Lally ho, we will see you in 2 weeks for this show and next week for Eorzea. Bye, everybody.
Jazz hands out!